Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Enjoying y'all Monday. I'm glad y'all are. Shout out to Rob for that excellent stream that he just had that he let me be a part of. I appreciate it. I appreciate him linking my live to his live so y'all can come in, blow the numbers up, make sure you hit the like button because we need to make sure that this fool Jonathan Greenblatt, he gonna get it today, boy, because this man is an op. Yes, he is. He's an op. And for those who don't know, he is basically the head man at the Anti-Defamation League. And the Anti-Defamation League seeks out xenophobia and other things for personal benefit. That's right. I said it. Because this man decided yesterday to tweet out something from our favorite old school coon, Al Sharpton. Don't know why he did that, but we know why he did it. But it's funny that he did it because when he did it, well, hell, let's just show you. But before we start, let's see who's in the building. Black Free Thinker, hello. Torian, good afternoon. Denise Scales, good afternoon. TD Hip Hop Media, good afternoon. If you want to come on, let me know. We'll drop you the link, and because I'd like to hear your perspective on this. Blacklight, hello. Carla, good afternoon. Catsy, good afternoon. Val Williams, good afternoon. The Troubleman twins are in the building. Hurricane IQ, hello. And Leonard, hello. And Bonnie B. Okay, let's get into it, family. So yesterday, what inspired this show, family, was this. Jonathan Greenblatt put out this tweet, quote tweeting what Reverend Al Sharpton said. So he said, proud to see National Action, which is the National Action Network, the NAACP, the National Urban League, Drum Major Institute, some of the leading organizations that advocate for the Black community in America, supporting their Jewish brothers and sisters and standing in solidarity with Israel against forces of evil and terror that threaten us all. I'm sorry, family, but I laughed wholeheartedly at this tweet because I just the hypocrisy in it, it's just so telling. But before we get into the hypocrisy, this is what Al Sharpton wrote yesterday. National Action Network, Drum Major Institute, National Urban League, and NAACP condemn violent attack on Israel. Organizers of 60th anniversary of March on Washington stand in solidarity against hatred and war. So this is their statement. The nation's leading civil rights organizations, the National Action Network, the National Urban League, NAACP, and Drum Major Institute issued the following statement on the deadly terrorist attack against Israel over the weekend. The organization stood in solidarity with the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, one of the main organizers of the 60th anniversary march on Washington this summer, which condemned the violent attacks. The following statement can be attributed to Reverend Al Sharpton, founder and president of the National Action Network, Martin Luther King III chairman, and Andrea Waters King, president of the Drum Major Institute, Mark Morale, president and CEO of the National Urban League, and Derek Johnson, president and CEO of the NAACP. Quote, today we are again witnessing the horrifying effects of violence upon innocent civilians in the Middle East. We condemn this terrorist attack on Israel in which civilians have been targeted, deleted, and kidnapped. The long thread of Middle East history reaffirms that the region remains an unsettled boiling point. You know what the solution is, but you won't do it. But okay. We again reaffirm our commitments to one another and the certainty that throughout the world, our safety and futures are intertwined. Huh? Okay. We hold innocent civilians, families, and our partners in our hearts, sharing prayers for their safety. We call on all our partners and colleagues to join us in solidarity because hatred and war must end. And these are all contact information. Now, again, like I said, Jonathan Greenblatt he quote tweeted this. Again, we found the hypocrisy in the statement. Sir, let's ask the question. Let's begin here. Why did you turn the comments off? Let's begin there. Why did you turn the comments off? I guess you didn't want people to come in and ask some questions. Now, did you? All right. See? People Jonathan Greenblatt, J. Greenblatt ADL follows or mentions can't reply. Okay. That's your prerogative. You're allowed to do that. Here's the quotes. So I said, why'd you shut the comments off, Jonathan? I wanted to see something. Jackson Garnett. Ooh. Jay, supremacy is the greatest evil on earth. Anything about the ADL's amicus brief rejecting affirmative action? Look that up. Jay Greenblatt ADL is as effing evil as Jay supremacists get. You effing pig. Not too much because he cussed, but okay. The head of the Anti-Defamation League approvingly retweeting a notorious anti-Semite for shame. Talking about Al Sharpton. Decry MSNBC script seems an epiphany for you, but it won't be complete until you realize the J haters you rail against are also in your Democrat party. Look, there's one sitting across from you in the person of the leader of the Crown Heights program, Al Sharpton. And it went on and on and on. 2 more tweets. I'm just kidding. But a lot of tweets. Look, 112 reposts. But this comment here, I want to focus on because Jonathan did the rounds. Yes, he did. He did the media rounds this morning. Had to make sure he made up his bald head real nice to go out here and lie. We're going to listen to what he said, and we're going to debunk a lot what he said because it was funny. So here we go. In the West, Jonathan Greenblatt's ADL supports multiculturalism and smears anyone who opposes mass immigration. Yeah, when it comes to Israel, he always sides with the far-right Likud government. Why isn't he advocating the same open borders for Israel that he does for America? Because he doesn't live there. But let's see what he said. Fair use.
I don't ever remember a moment like this.
Sir, number one, I'm going to need you to put some bass in your voice. Because when you were talking about Kyrie Irving and Kanye West like dogs, you were sounding a lot more confident than you were now. Why all this? When you were talking about getting rid of two black men, I should say, and their teams, all the hard work they put in to get those brothers to a certain point in life, you had so much oomph in your body. Now this happens and you want to be docile? Huh? You don't like Hamas. Why? Where is the vitriol?
I have family in Israel right now under siege and being deployed to the front lines. I have staff who can't locate their family. I have friends who are gone. And I think Ambassador Danone put it well in a context that Americans can understand. 9/11, the evil that was perpetrated here. Okay. But the scale, Jonathan, the right comparison is Nagasaki. This was like an atomic bomb. And as 40,000 people were killed in Japan when they dropped that bomb in Nagasaki, so too were the hundreds upon hundreds of people who were killed in Israel. And so
we went from 9/11 to Nagasaki. You're equating this to the atomic bomb. No, Jonathan. If it was the atomic bomb, this whole thing would be over. The side that just got bombed would have relented. A deal would have been struck already. Now I just got an alert that says that they're going to go back to doing the live deletions. This is what y'all wanted. Because like a lot of people have been saying online, you do not like the fact that we don't care about Ukraine. You need the American people to care about something. We're focused on our country right now. Y'all need to divert the attention. We don't have that kind of time. I think I speak for the family. We've been growing up with y'all fighting with the Palestinians for decades. We just figured, okay, when are y'all going to pop off again? And y'all popped off again last week. Okay, y'all do what you do. Black people have been under war ever since this country was founded. Y'all didn't care about that. We're not your brothers. We're not your sisters because you didn't give a damn about us when it came to advocating for Kyrie Irving's free speech. You didn't give a damn about us when we said, hey, even though Kanye's a coon, he should be allowed to say what he wanted to say. Y'all didn't even let that man, y'all didn't even have enough decency to let that man say what he wanted to say first before you canceled him. Jonathan Greenblatt, you had a lot to say about black people that got killed by the police. You didn't stop Jinsa from infiltrating these police precincts in New York and Chicago and LA and Miami and Atlanta and San Francisco and Seattle and all these other cities. You had no problem. You didn't come out and say this is wrong. This can't happen. You didn't condemn all these mayors and governors going over to Israel to learn and police chiefs. You didn't do that. You let it happen. Now you want us to feel sorry for you, sir. I think I speak for a lot of Black America. We don't care no more. We're looking out for our best interests. Our best interest is to make sure that we get right. We are able to compete. We are able to end this millennial war that y'all waged on us. You can walk outside of your building, sir, and walk like a confident white man. I can walk out of my house like a confident Black man, but I shouldn't have to go 12, 3, 6, 9. But hey, I tweeted it to you, sir. You can come in and you can leave a comment. Then you can come up here and come talk to me and tell me, convince me why I should care about this. Because like I was showing videos of Palestinians and Israelis being spit on by the other side, y'all was spitting on us too, but you know, we're supposed to care.
While I am sad and trying to cope, I'll be honest, I am angry. I am angry with a world that allowed the dehumanization of Israelis and sanitized the terrorism of Hamas. I must say, I love this show and I love this network, but I've got to ask, who is writing the scripts? Hamas, the people who did this, they are not fighters, Jonathan. They are not militants. And I'm looking right at the camera. They are terrorists. It is a barbarian who rapes and brutalizes women, who kills children in front of their parents, and then brings them over to Gaza, who literally, we've heard all these reports, and we know these aren't just reports. These were filmed gleefully by the barbarians who committed these grotesque crimes.
I think Jalen Walker's family would like a word with you, sir. I think Tyree Nichols' family would like a word with you, sir. Sandra Bland's family would like a word with you, sir. Tatiana Jefferson's family would like a word with you, sir. All these white supremacists that were filming their content about George Floyd with the knee on the neck and the diss videos, I think his family would like a word with you. You love to say that they're attacking you because y'all exist. What, sir, y'all committed those atrocities thanks to American money, thanks to UK money. Y'all do that every day. Nobody says a word. Now that they did something, now y'all want us to care. Sounds like this is a problem for y'all. I'm not saying that bloodshed is not worthy of saying rest in peace. Rest in peace to the victims. I said it. It's not my problem. And the reason why I'm going to say it's not my problem is because, sir, you and your organization, the ADL, y'all are not consistent. Y'all are not consistent. Just like you're exercising your free speech, one of your, I'm going to say it, family. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Another one of your fellow Jewish people, Hebrews, whatever you want to call it, Kyrie Irving, exercises free speech, and you decided to try to end his career and his life. Take food out of his pocket. Take food away from his child, his legacies. Tell me I told a lie, sir. You kept trying to end this man until he sat down and talked to you. Then made him donate money. I got money in my pocket. I'm not donating to no causes over this. I'm sorry. Because when this popped off, you were the first name that popped in my head. I can't wait to hear what Jonathan gonna say about this. And here you are trying to play victim. I don't hear you condemning the Israeli government for what they be doing over there on the daily. I don't hear this. As soon as the Palestinians pop off somewhere, then it's a problem. Nah, we good, brother. We good.
They filmed, for example, an elderly woman in her home in one of these towns. They burned her alive in her house because she was too infirm to take out.
What about the police who beat up a black woman and took her out of her house? Or the ones who ran up in that black woman's house while she was showering? Where were your tweets on that, sir?
And, parading women, bleeding from the crotch because they were raped throughout Gaza while people hoot and holler and cheer. So look, when we say, oh, this was an escalation, it was bound to happen, I am sorry. This was a massacre that was pre-planned. This was not destined to happen. It is not normal to shoot teenagers in the back, hundreds of them. So I just think, guys, get the story right. And all these pictures of missiles or the rubble in Gaza, please talk to the Israeli mothers and fathers who lost their children. Talk to the grandchildren whose grandparents were seized as hostages. And please stop calling this a retaliation. This is a defensive measure against an organization that is committed to one thing: killing Jews, not a peaceful resolution of a conflict, but murdering Jews. And if you're wondering if I'm exaggerating, please, I beg of you, everyone watching and everyone at this network, just watch the footage.
No. Because we know what y'all gonna do with the footage. Y'all gonna one side the shit, and then y'all not gonna tell the full story. And then when we try to tell the full story, y'all take down the video, which I'm sure they'll probably do this one. Jonathan, I would respect you more if you told the whole story, but we know you can't because your money would dry up. Here's another one. Fair use.
Have been like for you, and why it's so important that you are appearing here today with the
This might be in the same video.
Well, so I will be honest and maybe a little more vulnerable than.
Yeah, I think that's the same video. My bad. Let's see. Oh, you talked for 10 minutes on CNBC. Hey, Jonathan, let's ask the question. Why are you only going to NBC, sir? Why are you only going to NBC? CBS is out there. ABC's out there. Fox is out there. I'm sure they platform you. Why do you consistently go to NBC and their affiliates?
Anti-Semitism on social media sites like Telegram and X since the Israel-Hamas conflict that we saw, which escalated over the weekend. Joining us now, Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO and National Director of the Anti-Defamation League. You monitor constantly on social media. Constantly. I can only imagine at this point, conspiracy theories, blame.
You hear what he said?
Nation League. You monitor constantly on social media.
Constantly.
I can only imagine.
He monitors anti-Semitism constantly. Funny thing, Jonathan, you don't put up every post that's anti-Semitic. I wonder why. Spark the conversation, my man. That's what social media is for. You're supposed to have conversations.
At this point, conspiracy theories, blame. They're trying to shift blame. You're seeing it all. Right
We're
now.
seeing it all. So we track hate across social media platforms. We track it on different messaging applications. We track it on streaming services. What we saw, last week was a regular week. There wasn't an unusual spurt of anti-Semitism. But as soon as the fighting started, as soon as the sun rose on Saturday morning, we saw hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages surge on Telegram specifically, in these different semi-public chat rooms that they have. And we've seen waves of anti-Semitism on Twitter/X, on Instagram, on TikTok, ugly, horrible videos. But look,
how much do you think is organized? How much do you think
it's most definitely organized. So, and I think we should think about this. This is sort of the TikTok war, because we saw these people, and I'm not going to glorify them as fighters. I'm not going to dignify them as militants. They're barbarians who came in and literally executed elderly people, who kidnapped children, who raped and brutalized and murdered women. And I say this, we know this because they videoed it. They recorded it on cell phones gleefully and uploaded it. I spoke to a family in Israel this weekend. They burst into a home. They took the grandmother's phone, made her open it, recorded them killing her, and uploaded it onto her social media profile. First, her own execution. This is ISIS. This is Al-Qaeda. This is the Taliban on full display. And I don't know that we've ever seen a conflict.
I thought it was Hamas that did this. Why are you naming every other terrorist organization in the world? You see what they're doing? Now, for the dummies, they're going to hear Al-Qaeda and they're going to be like, oh my God, they're back. He said ISIS. So the dummies that hear Obama, now they're going to say, oh, Obama never finished the job. We got to go support this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Looked like this before. But I saw Mohammed, who I deeply respect, and I've heard commentators talking about a cycle of violence. I don't believe in economic cycles. They're the result of what people do, decisions that people make. And in this case, this was a massacre. This was an unprovoked slaughter of hundreds upon hundreds of teenagers and innocent people. So let's not reduce it to a cycle that was inevitable. Let's call it what it was, a massacre.
We're talking.
I'm fired up. I'm sorry.
No, social media can exacerbate it, but it's the least of our problems right now. It's not the least of our problems, but it's always been bad. But that's not the key issue here. The key issue is these terrorists and what happened.
The key issue is the dehumanization of people.
And you think,
and that dehumanization,
this existed before social media. Too.
Of course it did.
But you think
the dehumanization of people. So you didn't dehumanize or attempt to dehumanize Kyrie Irving. You didn't do this. You didn't do this. He puts out an apology. You said it's not enough. He has to sit down and talk to me. For what? For putting out a link? Hey, Jonathan, let's do a social media experiment, shall we? Why don't you put out something that tells the entire history of why people should care about what the Israelis are doing and how they're feeling right now. I want to see how many people are going to report that. I would love to see it. I want tweet. I don't care. Find me an expert that has the entire Israel Palestine conflict in vivid detail and put that out. But make sure it's pro-Israel, because I want to see how people are going to react to that. Are they going to report you for posting a link? Are they going to go on TV and social media and say that you need to be canceled and have your livelihood taken away because you're putting out propaganda? Because that's what you called Kyrie Irving's thing, what he was doing. He was promoting anti-Jewish propaganda, which I looked at it. It's not even close to that, but okay, you heard 2 sentences and thought that that was the entire thing. But all right, all right, I see the game you're playing. It's a very good game. Heartstrings, that's a very powerful tool.
It's just, it exacerbates it.
Well, of course, both those things are true. Yes, it is for social media, but millions upon millions of messages saying that Zionism is genocide. It is not. Saying that its resistance is legitimate, objectifying Jews and Israelis as if they were animals. That's how people come in and literally shoot and murder teenagers at a party, shooting them in the back while they run away, raping the women, and then taking them. And I'm sorry, I know we're on television.
What have y'all been doing to the Palestinians for years, sir? Should we talk about the Mossad and their campaigns all around the world? Should we go there? I don't hear y'all talk. I don't hear you talking about they should stop doing that.
Television, taking them with bloody crotches and parading them around Gaza to cheering crowds. The barbarity here is off the charts. And so I would just say this to all the producers watching today: please don't show the videos that look like, video games, like, if you will, with rockets coming. Show the videos of the Israeli women and children, the babies and elderly, as they have been mutilated and mocked.
Should social media, I'm sure some of these demonstrations that we're seeing, the pro, which is
we have them here
beyond the pale, are those being organized on social media too? And is there anything social media should that not be there?
Well, we talked before. I've sat in the chair and I've said hate speech is the price of free speech, but incitement to violence is not some kind of protected free expression. And I think the platforms have to reckon with, do we amplify these hashtags? Do we recommend these when we don't? Literally here last night, here in New York City, in Times Square, down by the UN and by the ADL office, we had people marching in support of this madness. Now, again, there's historical precedent for this. They marched in Nazi Germany in support of the Third Reich.
So you're upset that people are pro-Palestine. Now, family, if y'all saw Rob's live that just ended, and that video clip he played from Fox 5 up in New York, where he had that guy say Palestinian N-word. Do y'all see what Jonathan Greenblatt just said? I'll play it again.
People marching in support of this madness. Now, again, there's historical precedent for this. They marched in Nazi Germany in support of the Third Reich.
How do you equate the Palestinians with the Germans in the 40s? How? The Palestinians don't even have the infrastructure like that. They don't have a whole country behind them. I know y'all want to say it was Iran. Until you can find definitive proof, the Palestinians don't have a country behind them. This could have been avoided decades ago by just giving them their own country. But you don't want to be able to look at your op in the face when your op has the same power you have. Yeah, it's cool. They got a seat at the UN. That's cool. Their power is diminished. If they had their own sovereign nation, you couldn't tell them nothing. That's all they want. All they want is a country. That's it. Just like the world gave you your country. They just want their own. Why are you so pressed? What's the problem? You used a link to thumb your nose at Black America. That's what you did, sir. This is why when that came out, that's why most of Black America stood with Kyrie Irving, because we saw what it was. This is what we grew up with. This fake coalitions. I would respect you more if you just say you don't like us. I would respect it. But we know you're not going to say that because your money would dry up.
In support of dehumanizing Jews. And I must tell you, at this rally, there were people holding cell phones with swastikas on them. History will judge very poorly these people. And resistance against occupation, rape, mutilation, and murder is not resistance. I'm sorry, and it is unacceptable in any context.
Jonathan, Elon Musk, the supreme leader, Khomeini of Iran, posted something basically saying he wanted the eradication of Israel. Elon Musk took that and replied to it and said Khomeini's official position is clear that the eradication of Israel is the actual goal, not just supporting Palestinians. That will not happen. All that actually happens decade after decade is a never-ending cycle of violence and vengeance. Stoking the fires of hatred isn't working. Perhaps it is time to consider something else. He took Khomeini's original post out of the timeline, but it's still available. And it says, this post violated X rules. However, X has determined that it may be in the public interest for the post to remain accessible. What do you say to that?
Elon Musk on platform said he got a Oh, family, this is a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. He writes this, and his own algorithm said it violated the rules, but it's cool. Understand that. What he wrote violated X's rules, but it's okay because in the public interest, it may be important. We tell the truth, we get our posts violated. We don't get this. Well, I think this is the quoted tweet, whatever. But you can view it. Elon Musk writes this, and that's okay. For once, he actually told the truth. Perhaps it's time to consider something else. Yes, give them their own damn country. See what happens. Let's see what happens.
Look, I mean, the same day that we issued our statement last week, about Elon and about clarifying our position on X, I called out the fact that Khamenei posted this tweet calling Israel a cancer that must be destroyed. This isn't idle talk when it's coming from a world leader. As we can see, and as the Wall Street Journal reported this morning, Khamenei and the IRGC met with Hamas and Hezbollah leaders last week and authorized this action. So to your question, Becky, I think it is reprehensible that this kind of propaganda, that this kind of incitement is allowed and amplified. I'm glad Elon said this is their goal, but when he makes the comment that this will just end up in another cycle of violence, again, I'm sorry. This was not an attack. It was a massacre, and it was engineered in Tehran, and we should literally not allow them to push this poison out.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you're the president of Harvard University.
Yeah.
If you look at what's happening at Harvard, there are students who have gathered. Mind-boggling, right? But students who are gathering to support the Palestinians, to support Hamas, frankly. Very, very specifically to support Hamas and what's happening. What is the role of the president of a university, or frankly, the president of a company, when they have either students or employees or others who want to view and express that position, which I find disgraceful. But I wonder
Well, I think there are a few things.
What the answer is supposed to be.
So look, the first thing that I would do if I was president of Harvard University, I would say we are clearly not educating students. For students to think that, again, murder at scale is somehow legitimate, that occupation causes terror. I mean, there are no Israelis in Gaza, for goodness sakes.
I think he deviated from the script, family.
So look, the first thing that I would do if I was president of Harvard University, I would say we are clearly not educating students. For students to think that, again, murder at scale is somehow legitimate, that occupation causes terror. I mean, there are no Israelis in Gaza, for goodness sakes.
Murder at scale is not appropriate. Y'all do it every day. This country is literally built on murder at scale. What? Is he insane? Shout out to them Harvard students. They must have went in the library and really looked this stuff up. But see, no, Katsy, they can't. No, this is the move. Iran bad. I'm not saying Iran is the good guys. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they can control the narrative because, again, most of America is stupid. But damn it, I have to say, Biden gives them $6 billion. This happens. They think Iran did it. That's how dumb they are. This is them. But before we did that, we play that clip. I said his name. Shoot.
Insult to my existence.
You have no definitive proof. None. Just because Khomeini said something, he met with Hezbollah and Hamas people, they could have been talking about anything. Were you in the room? No. But again, most of America is so dumb, they're going to hear Iran authorize this, and they're going to be like, yeah, we got to go do it. Yes, Cassie. No, I feel you, Cassie, but come on. You can use us as a perfect example. We give people the receipts all day and they still don't want to listen to us. We told them, hey, y'all need to rectify this. Y'all know what the rectification is. I know that ain't no word. They say we crazy for talking. So this is why I came up with this meme. The face you make when you know you're true woke. It's like logical facts. Hello, you seem new, but welcome. It's called projection. It's projection. They love this. They love this. They are. Oh my God. And watch, family, how much you want to bet by the end of the week they're going to get a hate crime? They're going to get a hate crime enhancement on their bill. How much you want to bet? I give it by Thursday. They ain't going to do it today because they off. How much you want to bet? Just like when after those Hebrew Israelites came from OKC to support Kyrie, they strengthened the hate crime laws for them in New York City. How much you want to bet?
It's a silly turn of phrase. But to your question, what would I do? Well, number one, I would say we need to revisit our entire core education because they're clearly not teaching morals or values. That's number one. And then number two, the president of Harvard, like the president of UPenn, like the president of these institutions, needs to stand up and speak out and say this is disgraceful and wrong. Students are entitled to their opinions, but I think
no, sir. No college professor or college president is going to tell their students not to exercise their free speech. Are you insane? That's one of their core tenets. You're allowed to say what you say. Just don't go over the line with it. As long as you're not doing violence, you can say whatever the hell you want. Sir, colleges have been brought up on demonstration. Whenever you link college and you ask them to give you 5 aspects of college, one of those are going to be protests / demonstrations. They've been doing that since our parents went to school. Grandparents went to school. Now you're going to tell arguably the biggest university in the country, one of the biggest in the world, that they can't have their students exercising free speech because they're saying pro-Palestine, which is not even the majority of the student body. Yeah, I don't think, that's kind of dangerous. And you know what? You ain't got the balls enough to go jump on Amtrak and go up to Boston and tell them that. You wouldn't do it. Bet you wouldn't. Amtrak to Boston, you got enough money for your seller. You get there in 2 hours, sir. Go up there and tell them not to do that. I want to see, and please film it because I want to see it. Live streaming, I want to see it. But you know, the way you move, you'll shut off the live stream comments. You ain't gonna be allowed to say nothing.
Think their parents are paying for them to be educated, and you are clearly not getting education if you think it's okay to equivocate in the face of
Sure,
fascism.
there's plenty of faculty members at those demonstrations too, Jonathan. I see what comes out of some of these.
Again, there were professors in Nazi Germany who legitimized the Third Reich's campaign to, quote, answer the Jewish question. So I
Do you have an issue with any?
Okay, and you got people that are in MAGA saying what they say, but you got a problem with it. You got white liberals that say what they say, but you don't say nothing. This is why I said I don't respect this man. He don't keep it even. Everybody should be able to say what they want, but you should have enough intelligence to tell people, hey, listen, this is where you're wrong, and here's why. Have that conversation, sir. You want to control the narrative. I get it. Those are your people. I get it. I'm pro-black, but I'm willing to listen to somebody try to tell me something different. I'm willing to have those conversations. That's why I invite people that I don't like up here. Let's have that conversation. But you won't have that conversation because you know what's going to happen. It's just like with them coons. Somebody or some people are going to start dropping real truth on y'all, and y'all not going to like it. You ain't going to be able to script your way out of it. Come on, Jonathan. Let's tell the truth. And it wasn't lost on me that you wore that tie when you went up there.
Any members of Congress?
Pardon?
Do you have an issue with any members of Congress? I haven't heard many.
Rashida Tlaib and Corey Bush playing
Here we
over the weekend
go.
that boggle the
That's
mind.
what I mean. Yeah.
There is no, quote, apartheid in an area of land where there isn't a single Israeli. How did this happen?
Israel left.
That was the part I needed, family. That was the part I needed. Where is it? I had the tweet up. Where is it? Damn it. I think I closed it. Shit. That was the part I needed. I'm gonna have to open up another tab, but that was the part I needed. He said the A word, family. He said apartheid. Jonathan Greenblatt, you're not about to sit up there and lie and say there's no apartheid in Israel. You're not doing that, right? You're not lying, right? You're not lying, right? Sir, somebody did the numbers. This is from the UN, sir. It's not even close. It's not even close. Y'all can't really see them numbers. I don't know. I can't go that big, but actually, I can't. I think I can. Let me see. I think I can. Y'all got to see these numbers, family. This guy makes me sick because he consistently does this. Sir, let's have that conversation right now. Come here. Come here, you. Sir, explain those numbers to the family. The family would like to know. Come on. Look at 2018, family. The IDF, no, the IBP, the Israeli Border Police, literally, I showed Rob and y'all in the last live. They literally unalived a boy going to school. He hid. They found him and killed him. For what? Because he couldn't understand what you were saying? And we're supposed to say, okay, you know, we gotta stay. I stand with Israel. The goddamn celebrities that ran on Instagram and said, I stand with Israel, they're getting torched. Sir, People are going in on this, sir. Let me finish this because I'm really about to say something that's going to get me in trouble, but I don't care no more.
Because there are no Israelis in Gaza. So to somehow blame this on the occupation is bananas. And as I think was pointed out over the weekend, yes, Gaza borders Israel. It also borders Egypt. But no one would suggest that it would be okay for Hamas to send in these agents of death to murder and pillage and rape Egyptian civilians. But I would also just beg, please show the videos that I've seen over the weekend of children too young to speak who were kidnapped and being mocked by members of Hamas. Show the desecrated corpses. This is an Emmett Till moment, and the world should see this barbarism because that's where this began.
We ain't even gonna say nothing, family. I think I still have my Jeopardy music. I'm gonna play that one more time and we're gonna put on this Jeopardy. I think I still have it. Yes, I do. I hope I don't get in trouble. I think I might get in trouble. So we're gonna have to go low. I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna play the Jeopardy music. I'm gonna let y'all for a minute just process what he just said. It can't stop thinking about us.
Also just beg, please show the videos that I've seen over the weekend of children too young to speak who were kidnapped and being mocked by members of Hamas. Show the desecrated corpses. This is an Emmett Till moment. And pillage and rape Egyptian. But no one would suggest to murder and pillage and rape Egyptian civilians. But I would also just beg, please show the videos that I've seen over the weekend of children too young to speak who were kidnapped and being mocked by members of Hamas. Show the desecrated corpses. This is an Emmett Till moment, and the world should see this barbarism.
Sir, how dare you? How dare you? Sir, let me, okay. Without Emmett Till, your ass wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have had the privilege of living in this country without Emmett Till. Without Emmett Till, that bitch ass tweet that you quote tweeted from Al Sharpton, you wouldn't have had the balls to say that. Talking about African American brothers and sisters. Bitch, without Emmett Till, nobody would care about you, sir. I'm really trying. I'm parsing my words, family, because the things I really want to say, I wish this was old school YouTube. You could just get off. But I know how YouTube is. Sir, your organization had enough political power and resources to help that damn anti-lynching bill go through, and it's still not through, sir. You call us your African American brothers and sisters. Where it's better I show you. 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 Jonathan Greenblatt. I got to show this, fam. We'll do it from here. Where is your, since you love your African American brothers and sisters, where is your tweet or your statement on how the cousins up here who are of this soil get reparations? They should get their reparations. Where is this? We looking. We looking. You had a lot to say when Dave Chappelle went on SNL. You had a lot to say about that. Where is it? But where is it, sir? Because your people got reparations. Yes, they did. They're still getting it today. Hell, the U.S. helped France facilitate the payments. Where's your since we're your brothers and sisters? Damn, if we're your brothers and sisters and you're treating us like this, bringing up our dead pioneers and our dead ancestors, I mean, damn, I would not like to be in your family, sir. You'd probably be the type to stab me in my sleep. Emmett Till moment. Emmett Till. Emmett Till. Emmett Till died in what, 1955? Wasn't Israel formed in 1948? You gonna tell me y'all weren't doing atrocities in 1950? From 1948 to 1955, y'all weren't doing atrocities. Y'all weren't doing atrocities. Huh? Jonathan Greenblatt, I think maybe you need to whip out that cell phone instead of trying to schedule when you can go on and bloviate on MSNBC. I think you need to start really looking at your history of your people, sir. Y'all were barely a country. You got into a war. Palestinian attacks and reprisal operations carried out by the Israeli Defense Forces during the 1950s and 1960s. Those actions were in response to constant fedayeen incursions during which Arab guerrillas infiltrated from Syria, Egypt, and Jordan into Israel to carry out attacks against Israeli civilians and soldiers. The policy of the reprisal operations was exceptional due to Israel's declared aim of gaining a high blood cost among the enemy side, which was believed to be necessary in order to deter them from committing future attacks. So you tried this in the 50s and the 60s. It didn't work. Now your people, Netanyahu, just said the other day, you're going to do something unprecedented. This sounds like the same thing. We're going to do something unprecedented so they won't try this again. This sounds like the same thing. Didn't he just say to family that somebody said that this was about occupying land? Suez crisis. There you go. They took land. The Yom Kippur War. Oh, we just look. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Look at the last one. Look at the second to last one. All that money we gave them, how come they didn't stop them rockets? They didn't detect none of these rockets. 5,000 of them. That's what they said. 5,000. You didn't detect none of them. How is that possible? All right, Jonathan. All right.
Because that's where this began.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know.
No.
Don't be sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about.
It is witnessable by anyone that which is
In a country of 9 million people, I'm sure when the dust settles, 9 million people, well over 900 people will have been murdered as a result of what happened. That is, think about those numbers. What would it be like here in this country if a country of 350
Never made
million
that
people?
point earlier. Yeah. Jonathan, thank you.
Uh-huh. I don't see this black light. Oh, the U.S. Liberty. Oh, should we go there? I don't know if we want to go there. I don't. That's what the U.S. Liberty family is what people woke up the world to. How Israel operates, and we're still paying them to this day. Still giving them money. Damn. And notice now, you notice how they're starting to use the Z word now, right? On open TV. Remember, that's wrong. You ain't supposed to say that on open TV, the Z word. But it's cool now. Oh, look, he's still talking. Here we go. See what he said in this.
It was named after Matthew Shepard in Jamesburg. Jamesburg, a black man who was dragged from the back of a truck by white supremacists in Texas, just like the Hamas terrorists dragged.
Oh, God. Now he went from Emmett Till to James Byrd. First you brought up Matthew Shepard, now you brought up James Byrd. Is he?
Dying Israelis from the backs of their vehicles today in Gaza, and been rejoicing along with Islamist jihadists online since we've ever tracked at ADL. The highest numbers in almost 45 years. And we know that spasms of violence in the Middle East in 2021, in 2014, in 2012, in 2008, they evoked violence, vandalism, and harassment here at home. It was named after Matthew Shepard in Jamesburg. Jamesburg, a black man who was dragged from the back of a truck by white supremacists in Texas.
Why didn't you say something about Matthew Shepard, sir? Yeah, there you go. I didn't see your post with this. Where's your post on this? Saying that he was wrong. Since you stand with your African American brothers and sisters. Oh God, I can't stand this man. I can't. He goes in the list with that black chick who was cha-cha sliding when Biden got in. What is this? Glad that Ben Shapiro and Jonathan Greenblatt can come together on this issue. MSNBC's coverage is such a national embarrassment that Greenblatt has to shame them on live TV, and they are completely blindsided by it. What an unbelievable disgrace this network is. A stain on America's image and a laughing stock akin to Russia Today. Propaganda for tyranny. Uh-huh. Ooh, what is this? This morning on Squawk CNBC, I talked about the surge of anti-Jewish hate on social media this weekend. People are glorifying terrorists and legitimizing the leaders. As they've been doing for years, they're objectifying Jews and dehumanizing Zs as if they were animals. I thought you're not allowed to say the Z word online. Remember when we used to say that word, family? They got mad at us. Well, ain't that something? Mm, mm, mm. Oh, what is this? Hey, fair use. We have more.
What is your reaction? Tell us what is your reaction and what really started coming into you in the ADL.
I got a call
and started telling me things that I had not even heard yet. What is your reaction? Tell us what is your reaction and what really started coming into you in the ADL.
I got a call at 1:30 in the morning, Rev, on Friday night, Saturday morning.
Rev,
the head of my office in Jerusalem, telling me about the volleys of rockets that were being sent from Gaza into Israel. And this is how it always starts, with Hamas sending rockets indiscriminately into civilian areas. And as I was up all night with her on the phone and other staffers on the phone, we realized how bad it was, particularly as the sun came up on Saturday morning. So let's be clear on what this is. I think the framing is important because I've watched the coverage all weekend, and I am both pained about the loss of life, I am saddened about the scope of this tragedy, and I am mad about the coverage. I mean, even here as I look around, these pictures, the pictures of like rockets going off don't show what's really happening. So on Saturday, Hamas, and let's not call them militants, let's not glorify them as fighters, Rev, they're barbarians who came across the border and literally massacred civilians at scale. So let's put a human face on this, right? Let's talk about our family in Ashkelon who hid in their homes with reports of terrorist automatic weapons walking around the neighborhood. The women who were raped in broad daylight, the elderly people shot and executed at point blank range at a bus stop, the unarmed teenagers. Apparently this afternoon, our time, they found 260 bodies, concert goers, kids who were gunned down in the back as they ran away. Or the woman in her home, the elderly woman who couldn't leave the building. And so the Hamas barbarians burned her in her house. And then they took the corpses, mutilated them, and danced on them. I want to put all this in context because this is an Emmett Till moment. The clips that I want to see on the screen.
So he did it again. Huh. Okay. All right. Explain that, Jonathan. Explain that. Since you care about your African American brothers and sisters so much, explain that. And this was in May of this year. Explain that. Kanye West was about to say something that you don't even know what he was going to say. You went on a crusade to make sure that that man lost his billionaire status and no company did business with him. Now the company that was making him a lot of money went back with him. And the first thing you did was to make sure you cut yourself a deal. Yes. He's getting a cut. And you wonder why we don't care. Let's see what this is. Anti-Defamation League revised its definition of racism because it was so narrow. Oh, it's narrow. It's narrow. Let's see what you said. Where is it? No, I'm not paying for it. Let's see. I'm not reading all this. A few years ago, ADL updated our definition to reflect that racism in the United States manifests in broader and systemic ways and to explicitly acknowledge the targeting of people of color, among many others, by the white supremacist extremism we have tracked for decades. While this is true, this new frame narrowed the meaning in other ways. And by being so narrow, excuse me, the resulting definition was incomplete, rendering it ineffective and therefore unacceptable. It's true, it's just not the whole truth. It alienated many people who did not see their own experience encompassed in this definition, including many in the Jewish community. So that's why you did it. So you could figure out how to put yourself into it and your people into it. Uh-huh. Sure. Okay. Real Arabs and real Jews don't hate each other. Do they have religious differences? Yes. They have ideological differences? Yes. But that's what makes humans humans. We're all going to have differences. There's things we agree on, things we don't agree on. We're fine with that. People like Jonathan Greenblatt and Khomeini and whoever the hell else. This is all about money. That's all this is. This is about money and status. Who can come out with a big old soundbite? Al Sharpton, we've got problems in our own communities. We need you to focus on that. You have a big ass platform, MSNBC, and all you do is platform black liberals and white liberals to tell us what the problems are, even though we know what the problems are, but you have no solutions for it. But you let this man talk for 2 minutes and just say whatever he wanted to say. Can one of us get that opportunity? We only need 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh, I know why you won't do it. Because you'll say, then people will come out and say, we're being woke. Was Jonathan not doing woke ideology, white woke propaganda? Isn't that the definition of woke? Again, real Jews, real Arabs don't hate each other. They don't. Y'all just don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see unity. No, you don't. Dare I say, if the Arabs and Jews said, you know what, we gonna click up, we gonna figure this problem out, we gonna forge ahead a new identity for this world. You bastards would be pissed. You would get no more money, no more platforming. ADL would fold up in a week. It'd be a sight to see. Al Sharpton let that man say Emmett Till again and didn't push back on it. Them white folks sat with that man, let him say Emmett Till, didn't say nothing. But again, it's Monday. Joy Reid might work today. Maybe she'll say something. Come on, Joy. Say something. You brought up Emmett Till. Now, you brought up Emmett Till before in the past. I want to see something. I know you ain't going to do that. This is the perfect opportunity for you to say, listen, you're not going to use Emmett Till's name in vain. No, you're not. But again, I don't expect it. I don't expect it. I'm done, family. I need to take a break before I do this Thomas Sowell thing. I'm done. So if y'all wait when this video ends, give it like 2 minutes and you should have a redirect to the Thomas Sowell stream. Because I'm really starting to get tired of these conservatives bringing this man up like this man's done something impressive. He ain't done nothing impressive except talk in front of white folk and take shots at us. But I appreciate the fact that all y'all showed up. I do. This man is an op. This man is going to get us in trouble. He's going to get us to care about something that we shouldn't be caring about. We can't have that. We got other problems. Our children are being taken away from us. Things are going up. No more. That's y'all's problems. We're going to take the same attitude you guys take with us. When we tell y'all about our problems so we can get some solutions, we get some support, we don't get this. We get told to get over it. Torian said, would you say JG qualifies for exorcism? No, he qualifies to not be heard. He qualifies not to be platformed. I'm all for free speech, but his free speech is dangerous. Again, you watched him for a year attack black men, and he profited off of it. Didn't even make him say, okay, you know what, Kanye West, come sit in front of me, sir. We can sit on my YouTube channel. We can sit on the official ADL channel. You could stream it to Kanye West's YouTube channel. Let's have that conversation. What were you going to say? Let's have that conversation. Didn't do that. Went and tried to destroy that man's life. Kyrie Irving, same thing. A link. Went on a personal mission to make sure that he's gonna make Kyrie pay. And what have we learned, family, after that whole ordeal? Kyrie Irving got bigger than he was. He didn't even ask for that. He got a lot of black people to start looking at these organizations. And we watched Jonathan Greenblatt profited off. We watched him profit off trying to destroy a black man. So I say, you know what? Again, RIP to the victims. Ain't got nothing to do with that. But hey, Jonathan, unfortunately, sir, I think I speak for the family when I say the world is correct. I'd like to thank y'all for being here. I will see y'all in about an hour and a half. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. I'll be more upbeat. I'm going to get me some lunch. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your day. Shalom.